The Banshee's grave lies hidden among the ruins of an ancient cemetery, its weathered stones covered in thick moss and twisted vines. A narrow dirt path, barely visible through the overgrown grass, leads to the cursed resting place of Aisling O'Connell. The air here is different, thicker, colder, and heavy with an unspoken warning. Even birds refuse to sing near the site, as if nature itself recognizes the darkness that lingers. Aisling's story has been passed down through generations, each retelling more sinister than the last. She was an outsider, a woman of striking beauty with long raven hair and piercing emerald eyes. She lived alone at the edge of the village, a healer and seer whose predictions were always accurate. Some sought her guidance, but others feared her unnatural gift. When the famine struck, she foresaw the deaths of many, and her warnings soon turned to curses in the ears of desperate men. One night, a group of villagers, their minds clouded by fear and superstition, decided to silence her forever. They stormed her cottage, dragging her into the storm-lashed night. She fought, her cries echoing through the trees, but they were relentless. They took her to the graveyard and forced her into a shallow pit, their torches flickering wildly as she cursed them with her final breath. When the last shovelful of earth covered her face, the wind let out a howl so mournful that even the executioners hesitated. But it was too late. The first death came just a week later. The leader of the mob, a wealthy farmer named Eowyn Callaghan, was found lifeless in his bed, his face frozen in terror. His wife claimed to have heard a low, keening wail outside their window just hours before he died. Over the next few months, more followed: strange accidents, sudden illnesses, men vanishing without a trace. Each time, someone would hear the wail. By the time a year had passed, nearly half of those involved in Eiling's murder were dead. By the 1800s, the legend of the Banshee's grave had spread far beyond the village. Travelers who passed through spoke of hearing a sorrowful cry in the wind, and some claimed to see a pale woman standing between the headstones, her eyes sunken and filled with an unnatural glow. One particularly chilling account came from a priest in 1852 who attempted to bless the grave and banish whatever spirit haunted the land. As he sprinkled holy water over the soil, the ground trembled beneath him. A piercing scream erupted from the earth itself, so loud and filled with anguish that it drove him to his knees. The next morning, his body was found at the church altar, his hands still clutched in prayer, his eyes staring lifelessly at the ceiling. Over the years, few have dared to venture to the Banshee's grave after dark, but those who do often regret it. In 1923, 4 men made a drunken bet that they could spend the night at the grave without fear. They laughed and taunted the legend, carving their names into one of the headstones. As the clock struck midnight, a dense fog rolled in, swallowing the graveyard in an eerie silence. Then, the wail began low at first, then rising into a shriek so unbearable that the men clamped their hands over their ears. Panicked, they tried to run, but the fog was disorienting. One of them, Thomas Byrne, never returned. The other 3 were found at sunrise, huddled together at the cemetery gate, their faces pale, their expressions hollow. They refused to speak of what had happened, and Thomas was never seen again. Even today, paranormal investigators, ghost hunters, and thrill seekers attempt to uncover the truth behind the Banshee's grave. But the results are always the same. Cameras malfunction, voices whisper through the static, and that chilling wail still echoes through the night. Those who hear it are warned. It is not just a ghostly cry, it is a death omen. If you hear the Banshee at her grave, someone close to you will die soon, and once she has marked you, there is no escape.
Enjoyed the content? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more awesome videos your way. Don't forget to click the bell icon to stay updated with all our latest uploads. Thanks for watching.